Well, it's been a day where opportunities have come by to both the sides, starting with the day off with Bangladesh winning the toss and deciding to bowl. The game started late in that second session and they grabbed 3 wickets with just 16 runs on the board, right on top. The home team, especially Hassan, was so good with his length and his line was perfect. Pakistan lost a wicket in that final session as well. And then eventually the day ended with 158 for 4. We managed to squeeze in 41 overs in the day, though the decision was 48, but light only permitted 41. Well, I'm going to ask my guests that who do you give the session to, which is the final session. We've got Uruj, Mumtaz and Athar Ali Khan alongside me. How are you looking at the day? We'll start with you, Uruj, with both the sides and their perspective.
Yeah, I think interesting. I think there was a lot of conversation around the green on the surface, which is an anomaly in the recent past. So it was almost a given that the side, irrespective of the late start, would choose to bowl. And I thought Bangladesh were phenomenal up till Babar's wicket to have Pakistan down for 16 for 3. They bowled some tight channels and they kept prolonged discipline, which yielded those some poor shots. There's a controversial decision around Shan's DRS as well. But after that, I thought they just let it slip slightly, which allowed Pakistan to rebuild. 98 runs between Saud and Saim themselves, and they took control of the game. They became more proactive and they didn't allow the bowlers to settle. So I thought Bangladesh probably, and we spoke about it at length at comms as well, missed a trick by removing their paces and bringing in the off spinner in the 14th over. But I thought Hassan Mahmood, the pick of the bowlers, and just to pick up Saim prior, just after tea as well. It probably even Steven, and I think Bangladesh come in with all the challenges that they had to will be happier. Probably even Steven, but I think Bangladesh will be happier.
Yeah, saying happier, I mean, they won't mind. 158 runs on the board after the end of the first day. I mean, you take that in modern day test cricket, you'd expect the side to score 100 per session. So they've done well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Oru just pointed that point out, which you really like, even Stevens. It's 50-50. Yep. Because Bangladesh started well when they picked up 3 wickets. Then this important partnership of 98 runs. Remember, 114 for 4. And then another 40-odd run partnership, 41 runs partnership between these two, unbeaten Saud Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan. So they fought well. The 2 partnership which changed the game in Pakistan favor, but you got to give credit to Bangladesh bowlers. Remember, a bit of an experience for Shariful Islam, who bowled well, but very impressive from someone like who's only playing his 2nd test match. Hassan Mahmood was, I thought, was sensational. He was unlucky because he'd gone past the bat on number of occasions. Lovely line and length, stuck to his basics and troubled the batsman. Even just before the end of the day's play, because he looked like he might have picked up another wicket. But both teams will be satisfied. Important day ahead tomorrow, because we could not get those 90 overs because the rain and the outfield conditions, only 41 overs. But tomorrow, the weather forecast is good. So tomorrow is an important day, not just for Pakistan or Bangladesh, both the teams, because Bangladesh will be looking forward to make early inroads, and Pakistan will be hoping that these two can continue and put up a really big partnership where they can set the test match.
Well, a little focus on Pakistan batting now, reduced to 16 for 3, and then a bit of pressure, or should I say expectation, from Saim Ayub. Earlier on, Shan Masood said we want to give him a full run, and that 98 partnership, that shows the young blood that back in the day you 3 down for 16 and you shut us down, but they kept on scoring.
Yeah, it's good, because what he did do is he didn't shy away from his natural stroke playing ability. Yes, there was a lot of plays and misses, and probably I thought they bowled slightly wide of off stump earlier on. But the minute Saud came in and he went, Saim as well, started using his feet to the spinners, played a couple of sweep shots as well. And he didn't try to overhit or muscle the ball. He kept the timing going, which is also a craft. And there was a time where they applied the short ball ploy, where they kept 3 men behind the bat, because he likes that pickup shot off his legs. But he chose which balls to pick and which not to. Unfortunately, the delivery he fell to, he could have left. But good that it's an opportunity he grabbed and just puts trust back in the skipper, who gave him another opportunity.
Yeah, and in that 98 partnership, he was the aggressor, Saim Ayub. But then, Athar, if you come to Saud Shakil and the way he's been batting in Test cricket, he was the one calmer one and made sure that he keeps his wicket intact.
I think what he showed, that he understands his role, what his team requires him to do under these kind of situations. While losing wickets, and he saw that once he got in with Saim Ayub was the one who was playing stroke. So he took his time and ensured that how he started his career in the first 7 test matches, picked up 50 in each or every one of test matches that he has played. So once again, proving a point that doesn't matter what is happening from the other end, I will go and do my job. And once again, he's delivered the goods. What is equally important for Pakistan is that still unbeaten at the end of the day's play. He's been really good.
Yeah, and there you see, fastest to 1,000 run. He's a joint fastest with Saeed Ahmed, Saud Shakil right there. 20 innings, Uruj, and just shows the consistency at this start of his career in this format.
Sikandar, it comes because of a reason. It comes because he's played first-class cricket. He's scored a whole bulk of runs in the first-class level year on year, and hence why. So it's not a fluke. It's not a one-time wonder kind of thing. And you expect people who've put in the hard yards, who've played conditions, who've played the longer version, probably have more of a probability to convert at the international level. And he sprung onto the international circuit, like Athar said, 7 test matches on a trot with 50+ scores. And he looks in control of his game. And that's very important. He plays the quicker bowlers. He started to improve on any shortcomings he had. And his strength is always the spinner. So I think he's a complete proper cricketer, and especially at the number that he comes in, most often than not, he might come in where Pakistan are in a spot of bother. So to rebuild as well and up the ante when required.
All right. Time for us to take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk and focus more on Bangladesh and what could have been. What are the areas Athar feels they missed out today, and what can they look for start of day 2? All that on the other side. All right, welcome back once again. Talking about this first day, reduced to 2 sessions, Pakistan versus Bangladesh. And before we went to the break, we discussed that we will focus on Bangladesh and their performance today. Athar is right here, and I'd just like to ask him where he feels Bangladesh could have done slightly better or differently in that first, or rather second session, start of the day's play.
I think I'll come straight to Shakib Al Hasan. He did come very late, bowling in later the day, right at the end of the day's play. And yes, we've known that he's got some eye issues, but he's still a very important player. He's the highest wicket taker, leading wicket taker for Bangladesh in Test cricket, and I think he needs to be at his best. If he is at his best, I still feel there's something in the surface for the spinners. He's a quality spinner. The other aspect that Bangladesh will be discussing in the dressing room would be Nahid Rana. How can he come back in some sort of form, because he was expensive. Number of overs, I mean, if you look at the stats today, out of the 41 overs, 23 plus 10, 33 overs, 35 overs were bowled by the seamers. So seamers will have bowled the bulk of bowling. But remember, Mehdi Miraj and also Shakib Al Hasan can still play a big role. How do you break this partnership? First thing first, early first half hour, 40 minutes, where there will be something in the surface, maybe attack with the seamers and pick up wickets. If you can pick up wickets, early wickets, get a new batter in, that's when you can put your foot in the right direction. Otherwise, Pakistan will be hoping that these two go on and put up a really big partnership.
You know, I picked up one line from what he said just now, that there is something in there for the spinners. And Pakistan will be saying, big oops, we don't have one. So there'll be a lot of reliance on maybe Salman or even Saim Ayub. But then when you look at Bangladesh's performance today, 16 for 3, you feel, Uruj, that they could have continued a little more with Hassan and Shariful?
Yeah, I think we've spoken about this stunning catch here from Zakir as well to pick up the first one. This one, Shan obviously not happy, was not shying away from showing his the snicko. Well, debatable on where that showed up. I thought this was a bit of a loose shot from Babar. Stunning catch behind the stumps from Liton Das as well, horizontal to his left. And this one just after the lack of just probably lapse in concentration from the youngster, or one youngster to the other. So you're absolutely, I think when you talk about Bangladesh, again, we spoke about it, probably bringing the spinner too early. Not allowing the seamers, which were yielding some sort of results, to carry on. Shakib Al Hasan, the left arm spin. Yes, the matchup suggests there were two left-handers, but he's the highest wicket taker for Bangladesh.
Yeah, I think just to add on to what you just said, that when you have a team on the back foot, 16 for 3, then you need to realize the fact that it's the seamers who've done the trick. You've gone in with 3 seamers. Yes, you have 2 frontline spinners, but you really don't want it to see Mehdi Miraj. I'm not talking about his quality as a spinner. I'm talking about the time of introduction of spin at that time. What we are saying, and we say that during commentary, that perhaps a better idea was to continue with the seamers at that stage. You never know if they had gone on to pick up another wicket, because it released the pressure. You cannot afford to release pressure, especially when you have the opposition on the back foot. That's exactly what we are saying. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less.
All right. Okay, so time for us to wrap it up from here at the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium at the end of the first day. I'll let my guests also go because we have an early start. They have to wake up 15 minutes earlier. So Bengal represents Blue World City Test Series and day 2. We'll join you guys. You can see the time. That's 9:10 a.m. in the morning. Till then, you take care of yourself, sleep well, wake up early and join us. All right, it's goodbye.